Just welcome everybody. I'm Emily with Go Next. I'm going to talk about your cruise today, you guys, what you'll be doing in the beginning of the cruise, the middle of the cruise, and the end. Hopefully, everything that I discussed today will answer any questions you have. And if not, at the end of the call, I'll open it up for questions for you guys. Right now, you guys should have received your final documents from Oceana. I'm sorry, from Go Next. They came April 20th. It would have said final documents with your name on it for Isles of the Med. So those were emailed April 20th. If you have not received them, please let us know and then we can go ahead and send them out to you. Sometimes they get stuck in your spam, or if you haven't completed something online, you might not have received it. In the final documents, what it is it's an Oceania cruise summary. That's one attachment. And in this attachment is the cruise, your booking number, your cabin, just a lot of cruise details. So take a picture of it, print it out, whatever works. It's usually about 4 pages long, depending on what you have. It tells you the ports you guys are going to be in each day with the times. If you booked flights through Oceania, they'll be listed on there. Same with shore excursions and dining. So those are all listed. Another thing in the final documents would be a packet called General Information. This just has information about visas, transfer information, which I will go over also. And it talks a little bit about your program managers that are going to be on board. Program managers are our Go Next concierge, so they're there to help you with anything you guys have. That is Megan, Mike, and Maria, longtime Go Nexters. So they are very familiar with the ships. They're very familiar with our alumni, and anything you guys need, they're there for you. One thing on the important or the general information page, on the very first page is a very important phone number. It is our emergency phone number for Go Next. This number is for the day of travel. So no matter if you're coming in, I see some of you guys are coming in on a pre-cruise. So this number, it's 612-802-5560. This is our Go Next phone number. If you have any delays, if your flights have changed, if you have any questions about anything as you're traveling, you get there, your transfer's not there, give this phone number a call. If somebody doesn't answer, it's because this is a cell phone. So you can send it a text message. Like if you're standing in line with Delta and you're like, oh, I've already changed my flight and this is my new flight number, just send it a text. If they don't answer, leave them a voicemail and they will give you a call back. It's somebody from the office that will be answering the phone. So usually we just have one person on call. We might have two. This is a really large sailing for Go Next. So, but whatever you need, just leave a message, send a text, and we'll get back to you. So with with all of that, oh, and you also would receive if you're booked on the pre or the post. Let me just see here if I got a list. If you're booked on the pre or the post, there will also be an attachment in your final documents. This just goes over a little bit more detail of what the program offers, and then once you get to the pre or post cruise, the program managers, we usually have one of them there, if not two, depending on how many passengers we have. We have a desk right at the front of the hotel, and we'll have a whiteboard saying, breakfast is at this time and be ready to get on the bus at this time. So they will be there and can answer any questions for you. Packing for this trip, people do ask me, we don't have a particular packing list that we offer, but a couple things that I can tell you about packing. If you guys are bringing 2 suitcases, put a little of each in each suitcase. If one were to get delayed, you would have something in the other. If you are only bringing one suitcase, put a little in your carry-on, maybe put one outfit in there or an extra pair of shoes or anything that you know you need. Definitely keep in your carry-on, like prescription medications. If there's something that you definitely need, keep that in there. Another thing with prescription medications is that they ask you to keep it in the original pill bottle. I know some people say, oh, I have so many. So I'm not saying that you're going to get stopped, but it is something that TSA asks us to say to everybody that we do these calls for. Just they like them in the original pill bottle. So another thing that people do is they take a printout of any medications that they're on so they know in case they need to go get something filled. There's pharmacies almost anywhere that you go over here. And like I said, the program managers, if you needed to get anything filled, they would be able to help you either just pulling it up on the internet or whatnot. Cell phones, check with your provider before you guys leave to see if you have international coverage. Some people are like, I don't really need coverage, but you just never know when there's going to be an emergency. So even if you have like a connection in an international airport and you need to call us, you'll need this capability with an international plan. So just check with your cell phone provider. Usually you can do it just for the days that you are traveling. Sometimes it's $10, $15 a day, but check with them before you depart. Another couple places to let people know that you're going to be gone is your bank and your credit card, just so your charges go through. Some people you don't need to do that, but it's always good to check because you don't want to get over there and then your card is declined because you haven't advised them that you're going to be out of the country. I know my bank, they want to know when I'm going to be gone and what countries I'm visiting. So again, on the final documents on one of those pages, it lets you, it tells you each port or each city that you're in. Okay, so now for everybody that's landing, everybody's going to do the same thing. And this is in the part of your final documents, but once you've landed at the destination, whether you're going to the pre-cruise or whether you're going to the cruise ship or if you're doing something on your own, you guys are all going to go through passport control, collect your luggage, and then go through customs. If you are on the Go Next pre-cruise, you are going to exit baggage claim and you're going to look for Go Next staff. Our Go Next staff, it will not be Mike, Megan, or Maria. We have ground suppliers, local people there that will be picking you up. But they will be holding a fluorescent sign that says Go Next on it. Now that's for the pre-cruise. If you're coming in on embarkation day and you have an Oceana transfer, you're going to exit the same way, but now you're going to look for an Oceana person. They will be holding an Oceana sign. Oceana comes in large motor coaches. So if you get outside and you don't see one right away, they come in 15-minute intervals. So if you think you've waited too long, go ahead and give that phone number a call. Go Next, we use for our pre-cruises, depending on how many people are coming in at the same time, we will either use Sprinter vans or sedan cars. So it will not be a large motor coach for the Go Next pre-cruise. And if you're coming in on your own and just taking a taxi somewhere, you will also go and look for ground transportation. And then you'll look for a sign. You can take Ubers or taxis, whatever you guys are comfortable with. If you are comfortable with Uber, just download the app before you get there. And now so the pre-cruise people, if you're going to a pre-cruise, you head to the hotel and then you guys will do your the tours. For your if you're doing the 2 night or the 3 night, we have two programs. And then if you're coming in, then when you're on the pre-cruise, we will take you to the cruise ship. If you're coming in on embarkation day, also take you to the cruise ship. Once you get to the pier, you guys will start your check-in with Oceana. You guys have probably received an online check-in already, and if you haven't, it will be coming shortly. So if you do your online check-in, it asks you to upload your photo, a credit card. If you can't get it done, don't worry. They can do all this at the pier. They just ask you to do it in advance to speed up the process for you guys. So once you get to the pier, you will check in. They will issue you a world card. Your world card gets you on and off the ship, in and out of your cabin. It also acts as like your onboard credit card. So if you need to order anything at the spa, or if you want to order a drink or anything in the boutiques, you will pay with this. Oceana is a cashless cruise line. So for everywhere you're going, the local currency is the euro. People ask me if they should take euros out. It's really whatever you guys think you're going to be doing. I would say 95.8. It's a high number, except credit cards these days. So you probably will not need any local money unless you plan on doing some small shopping at small businesses or local food vendors. Then you could go to your local bank. Euro is a very popular currency, so your bank probably carries it. And if you don't want to even, mess with that before you go, Oceana can exchange on board. Or when you get to each port, if you're like, oh, I need some cash, you can do your ATM there and they will give you local cash. So just make sure you know what your PIN number is, especially if you're using your credit card, because you'll need that when you get over there. Also, when you're checking in with Oceania, you're going to give them your luggage. Once you give them your luggage, you will not see it again until you're into your cabins. So, with that being said, if you need to keep a pills or anything, depending on what time you guys arrive at, your cabins might not quite be ready. So, if you arrive earlier than you're supposed to embark the ship, they'll still let you on, but your cabin might not quite be ready. So, if you have some time and you want to keep your book or like I said, prescription medications, you can keep your carry-on with you. Terrace Cafe will be open for lunch, so feel free to go and have lunch. Once your cabins are ready, they will make an announcement and you guys will be able to head there. When you get to your cabins, especially if you've just checked in and your cabin's ready, it will take a little bit to get to your luggage. There's a lot of luggage that they have to carry. So as long as you've dropped it at the porter station when you're checking in, your luggage will be to your room. So don't worry about that. It will get to your room before you guys set sail. Now inside of your cabins, for outlets, there is two 110 volts, two 220s, and a USB-C or USC, USB-C, sorry. You would need a converter if you are going in or staying late. If you are on board the ship only, you do not need anything. You can plug in all your US stuff on board the ship. So, but if you're extending, our hotels that we use do require the converter. When you get on board, also you can stop by the hospitality desk. That's our Go Next desk. It's on deck four. Everything for this ship on the Nautica is right in the same area. So we'll have our Go Next desk, and right next to us is the concierge. And on the other side of the grand staircase is the reception and then the shore excursions desk. It's called Destination Services. So everything is right there. Destination Services, where you do the shore excursions, is very popular the first day. They usually have quite a few people working it. So if you have questions, definitely get in line and give them a talk. But stop by and see the program managers. If you are on the pre-cruise, you'll get your name badges and lanyards there. If you are coming on for embarkation day, you can stop by the desk and grab it from them. Or if you're just too tired and you just want to get to your room and rest or whatever, we'll bring them to the Go Next reception for you guys. Another things in your cabins are hair dryers, robes, slippers, a large umbrella. Oceania also provides water bottles. So if you've been on a cruise before, they used to give out plastic water bottles as you exited the ship. They are now asking that the water bottles that are in your cabins you'll have a craft in your room that you can fill it up with. Otherwise, there's filling stations throughout the ship that you guys can fill it up with. Also in your rooms, a TV. It's not just a TV. There's lots of things in there on the TV. The invoices on there, daily activities, menus, anything that's happened, any lectures they will videotape those and they will play them. So that'll be on your TV. I do like to say, just check your invoice. You don't have to probably check it daily, but I would just check it to make sure that you're not charged for anything incorrectly. Because the last night when you disembark, that desk is very busy. So if you notice something earlier that doesn't look off, just or doesn't look right, head down to reception. Internet is provided in the stateroom as part of your package. There's two per stateroom, so each person can have their own login if there's two of you in the cabin. It is Starlink, so it is upgraded to what it used to be. I don't know if anybody's been on Oceania before, but it's still, I don't know if we'd be able to do something like this with multiple people on camera. So depending on what you guys need internet for, I've never had a problem checking emails and just doing this basic stuff. But if you need something else, you can always upgrade your package with reception. But I'd get on board. I would see, how it is for you, and then just make your decision after that. Another thing in your cabin at night is or nightly turn down service, and every night they'll come into your room and they'll give you a newsletter. It's called The Currents. It's usually like 4 to 6 pages long, depending on what they all got going. What it is, it's where you're going to be the next day. So what port you're going to be in, what time you guys get into port, what time you can get off the ship. Most importantly, what time you need to be back on the ship. It has, events for the day, yoga, and it just has everything that's listed. Trivia, high tea, it tells you and all that stuff is. Another important thing on that currents is emergency phone numbers for Oceania. So if anybody is going out and traveling on their own, and it's just a good number to have. So take a screenshot of it. It's, like I said, not very big, so you could always just put it in your backpack and bring it with you also. Oceania is country club casual, and Oceania is now, they have a little new policy. So it's no shorts and no flip-flops. It used to be no jeans. However, if your jeans are smart jeans, they call them, which is dark denim, you are okay to wear jeans. And this is for specialty restaurants in the grand dining room. Those are the places that have the the rules about no shorts and no flip-flops and dark jeans. People ask me, do they dress up? Some people dress up. It's whatever you guys are comfortable with, but you do not need to wear jackets. There's no formal nights. It's whatever you guys want to wear. The rest of the ship is casual. Offshore excursions are definitely casual. You're going to want to wear good shoes, and you are going to want to dress in layers. I did look at the weather. It is low 60s in the mornings. One second. Sorry, I have an electric vacuum cleaner that just started on its own. So the mornings and the nights are low 60s. Some of the places you guys are going to could be in the mid 70s. So dress in layers, light jackets, because it's always going to be a little cooler in the morning. Um, Laundry service is included with your guys' cruise. So for this ship, it's on deck 7. There's no rhyme or reason to when people do laundry. So just go ahead and check it out. Soap is included, fabric softener, and then the use of them. If you do not want to do your own laundry, they do have laundry service in the closet in your cabin. There'll be a sheet of how much each item costs. One thing with laundry service, though, the first day you could probably get your items back the next day. Now, if it's a couple days into the cruise, I would definitely check with your cabin steward to see how far they are, to see if it's going to take a day or two to get an item back. But that is a possibility on board. If you guys are in concierge and above, you do get some laundry service as part of your amenity for being in that cabin. For this ship, we have the Polo and the Toscana, two restaurants. So the specialty restaurants where you need reservations. So I get questions a lot like, oh, we weren't able to get in early and, the dining time, we didn't get the day we wanted. So dining might still be open. I'll tell you, when you select two top tables, they don't have very many. So I always like to tell people on this call that the two top tables fill up fast, and there's probably only a handful in each restaurant. So whenever you book dining, if you say yes, you're willing to dine with other people, it opens up times for sure, and maybe even the day. So if you say you're available to dine with others, it might be other people that go next. It could be other Michigan State people, or it could just be somebody traveling with Oceania. So if you wanted to, we could always check to see. I think dining might still be open if anybody has any questions, or when you get on board. Terrace Cafe has a maitre d' in the mornings that you can chat with. When you get on board, there's usually a restaurant person there also. So always ask. There's always movement. Somebody might say, "Oh, I was on a shore excursion for a very long day and I can't do a 2 hour dinner tonight." So they've canceled. So same with you guys. If you decide you need to cancel something, make sure you let them know because that would open it up for somebody else. So when you get on board, definitely check if you have questions about your dining. That's about the only thing the program managers can help you with, but they will get you to the right people to tell you how to change that. Shore excursions, they're also going to be in your cabin. They're going to be on your vanity. They're going to be in an envelope and they're for the entire week. So if you were waitlisted on any shore excursions, go ahead and check the envelope. Make sure you don't have two for a certain day. And if you do, that means you've cleared one of them. And then you just have to let them know which one you want to cancel so you're not charged for the other one. So shore excursions on the vanity in your cabin when you get there, check them out. One thing that we ask is that you put, it's up to you guys, I guess, but we ask that you put an MS in the corner. What this does is it tells us who you guys are with. And then if anybody else from Michigan State is on that tour, you guys will be on the same bus. And how shore excursions work is every morning from the Nautica Lounge, we do dispatch. And one of the program managers or two, maybe all three, will be up at the front. We will have our own Go Next desk, and then they have an Oceana desk. Always go to the Go Next desk because that will ensure that you'll either be with Michigan State people or other of our alumni, just Go Next people. When they call your tour name, you'll go up and exchange it for a ticket. The bus might be ready at that point. They'll tell you right then and there. Otherwise, take a seat and then they'll call your ticket number and then you guys will disembark and start your tours. People do ask me about tipping for shore excursions, and it is really up to you guys if you thought the tour was good, the content, understood the people. But for this area of the world, suggested tours tips for a full day, a guide, they suggest $5, driver $3, half day tours, guide 3, driver 2. Let's see here. Let's talk a little bit about the events on board for you guys. You would have received this a while ago. It's a GoNets event letter. You don't have to write it down. We will hand these out on board. So what we have planned for you guys is the first night is our Go Next reception, and you guys will have your own area. We will have other schools in there. I think for this cruise, we actually have two times because this is a very large sailing for us. So it's a Go Next reception. You'll meet the program managers. You'll meet everybody else in your group, and program managers will tell you what they're there to do. Like I said, they're your onboard concierge. They do anything that they can. If they don't know that there's a problem, they can't help you. So anything you need, just talk to them. Some people like to know what other schools are on board, so I'll just give you some of the top ones that we have here. We have Ohio State, Texas A&M, Wisconsin, Texas Exas, Notre Dame, Georgia Tech, and the University of Michigan. So those are some of the top ones, and usually on our desk, the program manager desk, the Go Next desk, we usually have a little thing that has all the logos of each, because we do have some other ones with like 2 and 4 passengers. So there are other schools on board also, just because they decide to sign up for it. So those are the other schools on board. And then now for May 12th, you guys, there'll be the captain's reception. I don't have the time for that, but this is something you're going to want to look for in the currents. The captain's reception, it happens in the lounge for the show. So if you want to see the officers and meet some of the staff, that'll be in the lounge. But any bar on the ship will have the reception. So you'll have hot and cold canapes, open bar. With our Go Next reception, we have the same thing, an open bar, hot and cold canapes. And then May 13th, you guys will have your Michigan State reception. That's at 6:30. That is also in the lounge. May 17th, we'll have a dinner for you guys. And so if anybody brings their school colors, this is a good night to wear your school colors. Bring a flag with, I'm sure. And then we will meet at the grand staircase and put you guys together, hold the flag, and then take your picture and then bring you into the grand dining room for you guys to have dinner. So that is on May 17th. And then on May 18th at 4:30, Dan, your host, is going to be doing a lecture. And then also on May 19th is a C Day at 11 a.m. He's going to do another lecture. So again, we will pass this out when you get on board. So you don't have to write any of that down. But if you have any questions, just, feel free to ask them. So for disembarkation now, about maybe 2 to 3 days before you guys are set to get off, you will get a letter in your cabin, and they just want to confirm what flights you guys are on. Even if the flights haven't changed, they just need to know so they can set up your transfer time on the return. So go ahead, fill that out, then you hand it back in with reception. The night before you depart, they'll tell you what time you need to be into the lounge, but the night before, you're going to put your luggage outside the door. So anything you need with you for the night, keep with you in your carry-on, toothbrush, makeup, whatever you need. And if you don't think you can live without the stuff in your suitcase, you can keep your suitcase. Just know that you are responsible for bringing it down on your own. So if you can put it outside the door, it's probably the best option. So then the next morning, you guys will go down to the lounge, and let's say your ticket is Blue 7. So they will call your ticket number, you guys get off, and then you have to, it's kind of like a holding area with like kind of like a airport luggage area, the baggage claim. You'll just look for your number 7, and then you have to go physically grab your luggage and take them out of the pile. We will help you with your luggage, but you just need to identify what luggage is yours. So we'll help you get it on the transfer, the bus, wherever you're going, the Uber, a porter will assist you. But just pull it out and we will get you there. And then if you're going to the airport, the transfer will bring you to the airport. Post cruise, you guys will, if anybody's on the post cruise, you all disembark at the same time, and the program managers will lead you for that. Let's see here. For this trip, gratuities are included. And then each person is different depending on when you booked your trip, but you should receive a shipboard credit also. And if you have any questions about that, our 1-800, our agents could help you pull up your record if you guys have any questions. So that's what I have. Do we want to open it up for questions, Regina, or do you want to? Yes, okay. I saw you come
Yes.
on.
Yes, and I'm so sorry, everyone. I had Wi-Fi difficulties, so I had to change locations real quick. So I apologize for that. Yes, if anyone has any questions.
Yeah, just go ahead and unmute yourself and just
Yeah.
ask. Yeah.
I do have a question about when do we actually get our suite assignment because that still hasn't happened.
Okay, so let me look at so I can probably pull this up here. Let's just see here. So sometimes you don't get it till you're on board, which some people don't like, but I'll tell you that I don't think it's such a bad thing if you're a guarantee, because what that means is they have to guarantee you that you're going to be in a B1. And if for some reason they can't get you in a B1, they're going to bump you up to an A. So they'd bump, yes. So some people don't like it. They're like, oh, I want to know my cabin number. I'm like, well, I think it's better to have a GTY. I mean, a guaranteed. So, and you are still, I just pulled up your booking. You're still in a guaranteed cabin. So you'll get it when you get on board.
Okay. Dan, you had a question about airline check-in information. Um,
Yeah.
yes. So typically on your final documents, you should have your e-ticket number, but also too, you can go to the airline website and enter in, I think is it the record locator number?
Oh, yes, that's the
Yes,
record
the
locator
locator
number.
number. Yeah.
Yep.
And you can enter
Yeah.
in at the app for, so which airline are you flying?
Delta there and then
Okay,
various
so yeah,
back.
go to the Delta, and if you can, upload the app because the
Yeah.
app is really wonderful. So yeah, you
Okay.
could just go to the app and add that information in. It'll let you know, you'll be able to get your boarding pass 24 hours prior to departure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I didn't see that e-ticket number anywhere. I'll have to double
okay,
check where it is. Just yeah. That's
okay.
so I'll
Any
look for
other
it.
Okay, any other questions?
Well, we just got a question, and I can tell you, I've probably done a lot of these calls. I've never had that question. I might have to start adding it. It says, are all 5 countries in the same time zone? I'm not gonna lie, I do not know.
No.
No, they're not.
Evidently, Greece is an hour
Hmm.
later than Rome.
Let's see. So yeah, Greece is Eastern European summertime zone, and Rome. Yeah, and Rome is Central. Yeah. So yeah,
Is,
you are in different ones.
is
Yeah,
transport from the airline, from the airport to the boat port included in the cruise, or is that something we have to arrange separately?
So depending on what you signed up for, and I'm sorry, who is talking?
Oh, this is Vicky.
Oh,
Next.
here, I see you
very
up there.
good.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see here, Vicky. So you booked your own flights.
Mhm.
So if you're coming in on group days and leaving on group days, Oceania does offer a cruise only transfer for purchase. So you could call our 1-800 number and they could add that for you. Embarkation, let's see here. So Athens. If you don't have one in Rome, that's a long drive. So I would definitely suggest that one would be worth the money to buy it with Oceania. I'm just trying to see if I can tell how far away the port. Are you guys going in early or are you just
Yeah, we're going in early.
Okay. So
We're trying to figure out if it makes more sense to try to then meet the transport at the airport, or we just take something from where we're at to the port. And
it'd probably make more sense for you to do like a taxi or an Uber. Ubers are pretty fairly inexpensive. Let's see here. Because then you don't have to drive back. And honestly, Oceana doesn't always even allow us to, if you don't come in on that day, to do that.
okay,
Um, yeah, they usually only do group dates. Let's see here. So yeah, the distance from the airport to the cruise terminal in Athens is 31 miles.
okay.
And then on the way home, if you guys aren't, or I don't know if you're extending, but if it's on that day, it's 45 miles. So that one might be more reasonable to take because the Oceana transfers, I don't know how much they are. They're usually like $89 each way per person. I can look it up here really quick.
So that's
So,
something arranged with Oceana, not with Go Next, correct?
oh, you can do everything with us, but are you extending on the return also?
Yeah, actually, we are
Oh.
extending on the return too. We were just trying to figure out, okay, does it make more sense then to
Yeah.
the
So
same kind of thing?
one, yeah, so Oceana wouldn't be able to help you, but if anybody else has the same question, if you're coming in on group dates or leaving on group dates, we can at Go Next set up an Oceana transfer for you. For you guys, I would look at a service, and when you get on board, the concierge could probably help you, or I know they could help you find something on the way back. But when you get off in each terminal, the cruise ship or the cruise people, the locals in each town, they know that we're there. So there is always taxis. There's always people there, shore excursion people and whatnot. So they'll know you're there. So there will be taxis when you get off the ship in Shitty. Yeah.
Yeah. Emily, Dan had a question regarding his lectures. I don't recall. Did we, or did you indicate that it would be just for the MSU folks or for the entire ship or just the Go Next people? Do you recall?
So I usually, I mean, Oceana, we usually ask them, if they want the whole ship, we offer to the whole ship, but it depends on what Dan really wanted, and I'd have to look back. Did you tell me
Yeah.
what you wanted, Dan?
I don't think I indicated I'm
Okay.
happy to talk to more people. That's,
Okay.
I'm shy
So yeah,
that way.
if we didn't discuss it, then I just tell them I just send over your bio and your photo, and then you'll know if it's open to the whole ship because if you're listed in the currents, that means the whole ship is invited.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Yeah.
if you're
And
not if you're not in the currents, it's just for Go Next people. But you're definitely for all of Go Next people. The only time we would just do MSU is if it was something specific to your
Right.
guys' alumni. Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
No, good.
Yeah.
Good. That
Yeah,
just,
and Dan, that will be in the Nautica Lounge, which is where the entertainment is. So it's
oh,
like an
so
auditorium type.
It's in the
Yeah.
big one.
oh boy.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Better bring my dance shoes. I will.
Yes.
Won't do a song and dance that night.
Yes. Yes. And from what I understand, when I met with Dan and Sue the other day, they like to dance in the evening. So if there's others that like to dance too, um, you'll
We'll
have
try to be
some.
enablers.
So anyway, do we have any other questions? Will my phone apps work like my calendar? Actually, if you set date, certain times or certain information on your calendar on your phone, just know once you get there, it does change based on the current time. So yeah, I've done that before, and then I look and it shows it at a different time. So any other questions? Let's see here. If we do. Okay. All right. Well, if you do, please feel free to reach out to me and I will find the answers for you. So, okay. All right. Since as I said, I apologize for being late and it kind of threw us off a little bit. And typically I like to introduce your faculty host at the beginning of the briefing. But so now I'm going to introduce Dan Hayes. I think you heard a little bit from him earlier, but Dan and Sue, do you want to say a few words?
Pardon?
Do you want to say a few words?
Oh, yeah, yeah, certainly. No, it's looking forward to the cruise here. My wife Susan Macias is joining us as a freebie host. She's another host, not faculty, but yeah, we're looking forward to it. Hopefully, there's not the whole crowd on this meeting, but you'll perhaps notice our face and feel free to come up and chat with us. We'll have the MSU reception, so we'll get to know everybody a little bit better. My area of expertise is actually fisheries and wildlife, so I'll be out on deck looking for birds and other crazy things like that. And but on shore, Sue and I will be absorbing as much of the culture there as you all are. Yeah, we've done a couple different of these programs. I did Antarctica kind of myself before Sue was able to come, so that'll actually be one of the topics of my talks. Then we did Alaska, Iceland, and then this one. So we've been on a similar ship, so we kind of will sort of know our way around, and yeah,
Yes,
want to
and
also be an additional resource.
yes, and they will be joining some of you on some of the excursions as well. So, yes. All right. Okay. Well, thank you, Dan, very much. Another thing that I like to do too is kind of go around and have everyone say a few words. Just mention kind of your connection with Michigan State. If you're a graduate, if you're not a graduate, kind of what your connection is and what you're looking forward to on the trip. So I'm going to start with, is it Mixiek? I apologize for if I said it incorrectly. How do you pronounce your name?
It's pronounced Mixachek.
Mix. Okay.
Yeah, don't worry,
All right.
wrong. So I'm Vicki Mixachek. My connection with MSU is I did my undergraduate there in zoology, and then I stayed and did my DVM there, veterinary degree. And then I came back in 2020 to work at the veterinary diagnostic lab, where I'm currently working in their endocrine section.
And my name is Richard. I'm not an MSU alumnus, but I was faculty at Michigan State for about 25 years, retired in 2022. So enjoying, looking forward to the trip and absorbing the culture of the countries we will be visiting.
Good. Vicki, do you know Dana Ferguson?
Not off the top of my head.
Oh, okay. All right. Yes, I thought she worked in that department. So, okay. Next we have Pam.
Hi, I'm Pam Reining, and I'm traveling with Kelly Saufeld. He's, I think, in his car listening to this. We are from Nebraska. We met wonderful people that were Michigan State alum on our last Go Next cruise. So we are going because they are going, and we're meeting them on the ship after 2 years.
Oh, wonderful. Good. All right. Kelly, would you like to say something?
He might not be in a position to talk. He might be
Okay. All right.
driving. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll move on to Claudia. I see that you're unmuted, Claudia, but we can't hear you. Okay, there must be something, yeah, not quite working. I had this trouble earlier, so it happens. Okay. All right. Well, I forgot to mention also that this is being recorded. So once I am able to get it edited, I will send that information out to all of you, the link for the recording, and also for those that were not able to attend today. So I should get that out to you probably tomorrow. So, all right, I think Claudia might have said something. Oh, but 1 minute. Okay. Claudia says, I'm an alum. My husband graduated from U of M. Okay, thank you, Claudia, very much. Okay, again, thank you for attending this briefing, and I hope that it was helpful for you. And I wish you a wonderful time and safe travels. So take care and go green.
Go white. Thanks, Regina.
All right.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Regina.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks, Dan and Sue.